Okay, so we are now live. Like I said, it's just blank screen right now. So we are transmitting, but we've got logo. So people can just listen to us gab and be stupid.
Okay. Yeah, I have live feed.
Ugh. Oh. Alright, just make sure I'm decent, because people don't need to see the hideousness that is. Ugh.
Huh? What? Set up before you're live, not when you're live. Well, we're not live video, we're live audio. You're live, right? Right, exactly. Yes, I'm alive.
Haven't died yet. I mean, as far as I can tell.
Well, I was in luck at work. The stupid was flowing today. So I got stuffs.
Oh. See, I have fun work stories, but I don't know if I want to. Describing work stories means that I have to describe work, and then people know what I do.
Okay, so quick game plan. We're going through. We're gonna save old versus new for the next podcast.
Alright.
So fuck, I had it in my head. What was we gonna do today? Oh, right. Actually, you know what we'll do? We won't. We'll do general movies for old versus new fur. We'll do specific ones later. So we will do old versus new fur. That'll be the last thing. But what's that game on Whose Line? The one where you have to make everything. If you know what I mean, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Do I know what you mean?
Does that need explanation?
Well,
I've seen it.
I mean,
I know what you're
I'm sure we all know, but you should probably explain for the people here who don't.
Okay, well, we're gonna do that at the end like usual. So we're gonna go normal bullshit, if you know what I mean, and then we're gonna do old versus new. General movies, old versus new fur. Because that's more general, so I have more stuff to talk about because I still haven't watched the movie.
That's good.
Yeah, so that will happen at some point because Ghostbusters 3 is coming out, and I might want to save that one for after Ghostbusters 3 comes out.
We gotta talk about the teaser I saw a few days ago.
Wait, they are doing Ghostbusters 3?
Yeah, they're doing Ghostbusters 3, like in the actual universe, not like the girl universe.
Original cast?
I don't know.
We don't know yet. All we know is that Jason Reitman, who is the son of the original director Ivan Reitman, is directing this one.
Interesting.
Okay. Sort of a connection.
Okay, I
Right,
like that. I can get behind it.
We're already chattery. We're already going. Let's get this started. Hit the video on.
All right, big stupid hands, go. Okay, are we good?
We're good.
Everybody's in the right corners. Yeah.
Everybody's in the right corners.
I haven't screwed that up. We are
important.
Brady bunching.
Welcome to Comedifurs. I'm your host, DTales. You have my buddies, Boots down here, Flash over here.
Hey.
It's the second podcast of the new year.
Number 2.
And I still have not seen Ghostbusters 1 or 2. So we're gonna do old versus new. We're gonna do general.
You have your assignment. You know what
I have my assignment. My assignments take forever to complete because I have work and like life stuff.
Oh God, trust me, I know exactly how you feel. I have
By the way, life stuff, I mean Pokemon Go. So.
I have like 2 days a week where I can do things. Ugh.
Hey.
Yeah, that's the fun things of being an adult. You have to do more things you have to do instead of doing the things you want to do.
I hate it!
You find time for it, they still don't get done.
I miss kindergarten! I want naps! Why don't we have
We all
nap
want
time
naps.
anymore? You never appreciate nap time while you still have it.
I have that. Like my job is lucky because I work mostly in the afternoon, and I only work like 4 hours from Wednesday to Friday.
Oh my
And
god.
then weekends I'm working all day, but it's just you don't know that glory of waking up at like 9 and being like, I feel like sleeping 2 more hours.
Oh my god. I've been pulling 12-hour shifts for the last week.
Wow.
I hate it.
So, I don't know when our comment section is going to blow up, but I had found a very interesting Discord group. They are called the Stay In Resort.
Interesting.
Boots being orange colored might help. You seem to look very citrusy.
That's right. I am.
Nope.
Actually, you have
Me
no
and Josh
idea.
are laughing because we've both seen what that is.
Wait. Wait. What?
Just a little bit.
Should I be concerned? Should I have a concern? Is there?
I think I should be too.
Oh.
Boots, try not to look tasty.
Oh my god.
I'm so evil to what I get into in my free time.
What? Should I also mention this is probably a bad time to mention that I tend to be orange scented.
I'm sure someone will comment on that.
Although lately I've been using a bit of a Dr. Pepper recently. It's I feel the scent is far more me. But yeah.
So interestingly enough, at my job, I got into a bit of a back and forth with M, the person who I'm always talking about, because I mean, God bless stupid people. It's like give me so much material. It's like, so I basically. Have you ever gotten into a shouting match with someone, and then halfway through you realize they're not even saying things anymore? They're just saying random, like, it's essentially talking to a 5-year-old who's trying to have an argument.
Oh yeah.
That's what happened to me tonight. So, like, I'm basically soaked in stupid right now.
Oh.
It's that kind of conversation that knocks off viewpoints of your IQ.
No, one of those arguments.
Oh, those are the best.
The highlight of that argument, because I won't give you the whole thing, because that would take a 3-hour podcast, which we don't have.
No.
But the highlight of the argument is she likes to dress up and go out after work, because she goes to karaoke or whatever. She had a leopard print dress. And she's big, like, little smaller than me, but big. And because of her size, it looked like someone stole the upholstery of a couch and just threw it on her. So I was already having... Oh, hey, Naruto fan is in the chat. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
You're actually catching up on the things that you missed after you left work, because I actually worked with Naruto fan.
So I'm kind of picturing like a Fred Flintstone kind of thing.
Yeah, that's, you know what, I should have made that joke. I didn't think of it at the time, but she did look like Fred Flintstone.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah. I think at some point I made the comment, because she was complaining, because the van was late because of the snow and ice that's outside. Like, it's not quite as bad as it will be later, but... you know, the van was taking their time, and they're, I gotta get home! Gotta get home for karaoke, I gotta go! And I'm like, well, considering what you're wearing, I can call animal control for you. They'd probably get you somewhere.
Oh. Oh.
I'm savage when I'm tired after work.
Oh. Oh.
So, that insult led to me essentially going, "Crikey, look at this beauty! In sheer look at how wide her mouth can open!
I'm gonna sneak up on
it's
her.
very dangerous.
Jab
This
her.
little lassie will kick you right in the nuts." I basically 30 minutes of that later, she left me alone.
Well, I'm glad you didn't take the South Park approach to Steve Irwin. So
Oh, God
now
bless
I'm
Steve
gonna,
Irwin,
I'm
man. Rest in
gonna
peace.
sneak up on her and jab my thumb up her butthole.
That is what we call sexual harassment.
Yeah, that doesn't end well. No, it's
No, it doesn't.
I would not.
that'll get you an arrest record, and yeah, no, don't do that. That's a bad time.
Apparently I wasn't the only one soaked and stupid today. Boots, tell me your story.
Oh God. Okay, so short version is people had to demonstrate how certain devices worked, and they had to bring a model to use said model to help explain how these devices worked. And one of the devices that someone had to explain happened to be a lighter. So, okay, great. Now, bear in mind, these models that they had to use to help in their description did not have to be functional. Okay, they just had to show what the parts were and how they interacted, so that, you know, okay, so you push this part down and that part pushes this lever which releases this or connects this circuit, whatever, bing bang boom, it all works. So this I had this one particular individual who again is demonstrating the principles behind a lighter and how it works, and they have chosen to demonstrate not the physical, the manual chemical based butane lighter, but they've decided to use an electric lighter, which is based on basically a battery, and you know, it uses induction coils, creates heat, fire, burn. Great. So he had the science behind it down, explained it, you know, everything was really good, and then stops his presentation, and then turns around, goes to the tissue box, grabs his model, pulls several sheets of tissue out, and brings his model up to said tissue papers. At this point, I am sitting at the back of the room, and all I am thinking in the back of my mind, everything is now going in slow motion, and I'm thinking, oh shit, his model works. So, apparently, when he was rehearsing his presentation, he used regular printer paper, which is a nice slow burn. He grabbed tissue paper, which is not a slow burn. So, applies paper to lighter, whoomp. And he is now standing there with tissue papers that are very much on fire. And I guess he didn't expect them to go that fast, because he continued to stand there as I go, oh my God, what are you doing? And then he's like, and then there's no response. He stands there holding these flaming tissue papers, like, ta-da, and they're just burning. And I'm like, you do realize you are holding fire. So at that point, he's kind of standing there, and then he clues in, and he's like, oh yeah, these flames are now reaching my hand. This is big. I should do something about that. So, while still holding the fire, he casually looks at, there's no urgency here. He's just like, huh. And then he turns around and he places this fire onto the desk beside him. On this desk, there are papers, there are wooden frames which have been varnished, and there are cardboard. This was literally the worst place he could have put it. He put it amongst all the other things that, when introduced to fire, make more fire.
The only thing that's missing is a can of gasoline.
Yeah, no, that was on the other side of the room, thank God. But, so he puts this down on the table. And at this point, I have now gotten halfway across the room. I am now nearly there. I'm like, why are you putting it on the things that make more fire?
I'm just thinking, like, in my country, in America, I would just be sitting there like, this is the economy. This is the economy on Trump.
So, yeah. So, long story short, there was a lot of screaming and oh my God, and everybody was very much paying attention. It was a very interesting presentation, very effective presentation. It was, yeah. So good news, we got everything put out before the alarms kicked in. The sprinkler system did not go off. Yay.
I'm just picturing kids going home to their parents like, what did you learn in school today? Tissues are very flammable.
We made fire. Yeah. So,
what not to do in a classroom?
Today was a good day. Yeah. It was,
hopefully they learned how to use a fire extinguisher, because that would come in very handy at this point.
Yes.
Now we're going to show you how a fire extinguisher works.
Oh. So anyway, Flash, how was your day?
I'm just thinking, thank God you didn't have the kid that came to our comedy show at Furpak who made a pipe bomb out of flour.
Apparently my shirt play is still going.
I mean... what?
No idea. Does it still say my shirt?
Okay. There's part of me that wishes we recorded the open mic at Furpak. I know we can't because they're beginners, but not even to put it on YouTube. I just want that recording.
Just to have
evidence that me and Flash had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, just to have stuff on the record.
Coaxing. This dude is just talking about, hey, as a kid, I saw on PBS how to make a pipe bomb out of flour.
Oh.
The only part you remember.
Well, I mean...
Okay, so if you're being a comic and you're trying to be memorable, that's a good way to be memorable.
There's something to be said for educational television.
In America.
Oh. Man.
Flash, the bar has been set high. What's going on in your life?
Hey, it's my turn finally. So, yeah, just to let you know, yeah, I'm part of this podcast too. If this keeps up, I'm basically just a black guy who sits in the corner and sits and watches everyone talk. So, anyway, for those of you who live in the Northeast, we had some snow recently, and first of all, I hate driving to work in the snow because, remember, my shift starts at 6 a.m. And of course, and one of the things that bothers me the most about driving to work in the winter is that no matter how hard I try to get to work in this bad weather, somehow I'm always the last to arrive. Somehow everybody makes it there on time despite all the bad weather we've been having, and it really pisses me off to do that because I'm trying to not to drive too fast because my car does not have good traction. I don't have all these fancy features everyone has. Like 4-wheel drive or traction control or tires with good treads. So I'm trying to drive. So I'm driving through like the ice and the snow and the slush. And I hate my commute because every road I'm on has like a ton of traffic lights, and I hit red lights every single time. And of course, there's also a railroad crossing, which always seems to have a freight train come by just 5 minutes before I have to try to get to work.
That's the worst.
To get around that as well. So I finally make it to work, only like a couple minutes late. Of course, everyone is there. It's probably because a few people only live like less than 5 blocks from the place, and of course, other people who commute longer than I have somehow they manage to get to work on time. So yeah. I hate driving in the winter. So, and another interesting thing about winters in the Northeast is that we don't know how to handle it. Because, look, if you live where I live, because remember, I live in southern New Jersey, when we hear that snow is coming, we're like, oh my god, we need bread and milk fast because we're going to be stuck inside all day. Oh my god.
Why does that happen?
Inches outside.
Why is that such a thing? Like, it seems like everywhere in the States...
It's a Northeast thing.
It's here too. I think the best excuse I've ever had to give on the that I had to get out of work was I called up my job and I said, hey, that thing that people walk on so they don't have to walk in the street? It's like on the side of the street. My boss was like, sidewalks? Yeah, we don't have that anymore. They're like covered in snow. So I'm not going into work. Also, the roads are covered. Literally, like, to get into work, I would have to go buy tennis rackets, which I do not have access to at my house, and staple them to my shoes. So I'm not coming to work.
So I'm just like, but why specifically bread and milk every time there's a snowstorm?
Because, you think you're going to be stuck inside all day, and people in my region do not know how to handle like snowfalls, even though there's people in other parts of the country, no big deal. Like if you live in the Midwest, you get like 12, 15 inches of snow, and they're like, no big deal. In here, if you get 2 inches, everyone panics.
Yeah,
that's just how we are.
Okay.
If you want to know the reason why bread and milk, because everyone in New York has been in this situation where they thought they had a full fridge of stuff and whatnot, and it's like, okay, I have enough mac and cheese to last through the winter. Where's the milk?
Someone has to go out and get it.
Okay.
And then the next thought, what's the next thought? Oh, I have peanut butter and jelly. I will make a sandwich.
Good. You can...
Bread.
See, I don't know.
I'm prepared just in case.
I always figured, just boot up the rice cooker and go to town with like 18 kilos of rice, and that'll keep you going for it. Well, I guess if the power goes out, you're kind of fucked. But
Yeah, that's kind of the issue here. So.
Yeah. Oh, actually, while we're on the subject of rice, I've been cooking onigiri a lot now. Because it's a really good way to get rid of leftovers, because it's basically just a rice ball
with crap in it.
Stuffed with stuff, and then you put like a little bit of nori paper on it, and you're good. So I bought like a big ass bag of rice over the Christmas break because my roommates were going out to Jersey, and I just ended up making onigiri for like lunch like every day. Because normally I don't have leftovers because there's 3 people in my house. Like when it's just one, there's going to be leftovers. So that was delicious. Now I'm keeping nori paper and rice in my house at all times.
That's fair. So over in the chat, it looks like a Naruto fan is sympathizing with Flash's plight
Don't
regarding.
Forget the eggs.
So. Yes, so Flash, we have to let you say more things. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, Yeah, like I said, well, I'm really not looking forward to this weekend because, well, depending on because we are getting like another track coming through this weekend, and I think like after Sunday it's going to get like really cold, and the temperature is only going to be like 19 for the high.
This weekend is supposed to suck.
No, I'm only concerned about it because my car does not handle well during the winter. I'm just hoping that it can at least get it started because last year it almost killed it because we got like long stretches of time where temperatures were just in the 20s with wind chills in the negative numbers, and it's a miracle my car still runs. So I'm just trying to make sure it's because I need to get to work.
You say that, and I'm just thinking, wow, temperatures in the 20s would be great because we use that.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. No, we use those other numbers. No, 20 is awesome. That's like, that's T-shirt weather. Yeah. Which is probably why everybody thinks Canadians are nuts.
You use the metric system. I forgot.
Good old Celsius.
In a whole different grade.
Yeah, no, it's what divide.
While we're on the subject of Canada, I haven't been shaving. Like usually, I have this a little bit more trimmed, but because I'm going to Canada in March, assuming the borders don't get shut down.
Oh God.
I've just kind of been growing out the beard, and I really should like trim it up because I'm in food service and stuff. But like, I feel like I'm cheating myself out of layers I'm going to need in March.
Beard net.
So I've just kind of been letting it grow out.
Hey, you know what? March is usually pretty nice up here. You have missed the worst of it. Oh, actually, you know what? This winter has been really good for us. It
hasn't been too horrible for us. Like, this is the first really big snowstorm. Like, we had one.
Yeah. Like, I've been wearing a leather jacket until 2 weeks ago. So, that's...
Okay, now I'm just picturing a giant orange cat in a leather jacket.
I have pictures.
Oh, you know what?
We'll believe it.
I'll see if I can find them sometime.
That's going to be something you're going to have to put on the podcast at some point.
Yeah, you know what? You give me some time. I'll see what I can do.
When we do a post-frontal equinox podcast, we're going to do some, like, videos and memory photos and something.
See what I can. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we'll plan something out.
Yeah, that should be doable. Leather kit. Oh my God! No! I am not a leather kitty.
Leather kitty, yes.
That's a thing, right? That means something that I don't know what it means, but it's
different.
So I should mention that I got into a Discord called the Stay In Resort, and I found them off for Affinity because I was browsing for other things. I'm not going to go into other things.
And we can kind of picture that.
But it's a chat room that is mostly vor. And I basically, because I posted the podcast there, and I think the way I phrased it was, I have a podcast where I talk with a giant orange cat who likes citrus.
Wait, what? Is there some sort of double meaning going on here that I'm not aware of?
No, just keep being tasty. No, I was talking about this to one of my coworkers who watches. I think it was Citrus Kitty. I was actually talking. I think it was a Naruto fan. It might have been to someone else, but I said, "Thank God, Boots is so marketable." Boots is gonna carry us as the image.
Oh my God! Oh, I'm a mascot. Well, I mean, technically, I mean that's what most people say anyway. So,
yeah,
yeah. I guess I should own it.
It's not like, okay. Here's the thing: it's not even the fursuit.
Oh no!
Because from it was either podcast 1 or 2. You started not a horny kitty.
Oh God, no.
And it's just like, I've been doing the comedian thing for a while. I couldn't even top that with Canadian John apologizing. By the way, Canadian John apologizes.
That's okay. I appreciate that, Canadian John. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Naruto fan says, that's me!
Whew. But,
Naruto fan, you have a fursuit. At some point, we're going to have you in this podcast. At some point, we're going to have you on video.
Ooh. Hey. Fun.
Someday.
Cool.
Oh. We can have a suit off. I mean, we can have, like, the most depressing dance
No, you can keep the
contest
suit
ever.
on.
No, yeah.
Along with the rest of your clothes. We're not that kind of podcast.
I see what you did there. So in other news, no.
In other news,
It's just a wolf dragon.
So here's something that I thought was kind of interesting. Apparently, like a week ago or something like that, Costco introduced a new product that they were carrying, which was a 27 pounds or 27 kilograms? I don't remember, but 27 some standard unit of weight. Either pound or kilo bucket of instant macaroni and cheese that lasts for 20 years. So it has a 20-year shelf life. 27 pounds of this stuff, so it's literally like hundreds of packets inside this bucket. They put the product up for sale like a week ago, and within days they sold out.
Sorry, it's a really hard part.
So like you got all these doomsday preppers going nuts for these giant packets of mac and cheese, and apparently they just wiped out the stock. So that's
okay. So I'm about to sound like a really dumb fat ass. I started doing the math, and then I just started thinking of mac and cheese, and now I'm hungry. So the joke just went over my head. Now I just want mac and cheese.
Now, to be fair, it's so here's the thing that kind of gets me. So I guess some of these people are just buying this because they really like mac and cheese and just want some to have. Some of them are like getting it for like doomsday prep, I guess, because God forbid the end of the world actually happens and you want food. But I can't imagine surviving off instant mac and cheese. Like, I think the living would envy the dead.
No, I can picture it.
Go with it.
I can totally picture living off of instant.
Oh,
I wouldn't do it.
oh my God, no.
But that's only because I found the magic of ramen. Because instant ramen, if you prep it right, is pretty good.
Oh God, no! I love ramen. That's going to kill you for different reasons. Oh, your sodium is just going to go through the roof.
I guess today's episode is just DTales culinary secrets. My usual prep for ramen is a breakfast ramen where I just I cook up some bacon. I use the grease and some soy sauce along with the actual soup to give the broth a little extra flavor, and then I'll top it with a hard-boiled egg, the bacon, a little nori paper, maybe a little sesame seed, whatever I have around. Sometimes I'll just throw sausage in there if I have breakfast sausage.
We're just going on about food today, apparently. Hey, Flash, what are you craving?
I have never gotten in the ramen.
Really?
Oh,
Good.
like,
I know it's
like as a choice or just a lack of opportunity.
I mean, it's there. I mean, my roommates eat it, a lot, but I've just never really, gotten into it because.
Oh man, you've never really lived.
I know it may sound like I'm missing out on anything, but I don't know because that stuff has like a ton of sodium in it, and if you cook it right, I guess it comes out okay. But all that stuff, just really isn't good for you.
See, here's the thing: you're thinking of instant ramen. Because I agree, instant ramen, no matter how you make it, it's going to be salty because it's basically made out of a salt packet. But if you're going into like if you go to like a real ramen shop, like actual place where they do fresh broth and everything, it's delicious. Also, like, here's the thing: you don't have to use the packets to do with ramen. I'll just toss the packet because I don't need it. And this is gonna sound weird, but it's kind of a Thai thing. Peanut butter, mustard, a little garlic powder, some fresh sesame seeds, and some chunk chicken. Mix that right in, you have a really good Thai noodle.
You throw the packet away? Oh my god! No! This is... You don't throw the packet away! That's the thing that makes them...
I think I just gave Boots a little mini aneurysm.
Triggered.
Okay, I'm gonna be... I'm gonna admit... I often double up on the packets. Sometimes I will drain out the water after I've cooked the noodles and just sprinkle the packet on top and just have the pure sodium with my noodles. I'm not gonna live very long.
Oh no! I'm one of those people that like I'll intentionally make less broth and just let the noodles soak up everything.
But
and I have like the best cold noodles ever. Welcome to the chat, Flop.
Oh, hello, Floop.
Oh, we got someone new?
Yeah. Yes. The after the
Also,
hellscape.
apparently, you're getting another new nickname, Spaz Kitty.
Oh no, I can't have that one. That's someone else. But I know another Spaz, but yes. So I don't know, like so honestly, like you've never really done the ramen thing, yeah?
Yeah, ramen is always good. By the way, I am still vaping apple watermelon. I have been for like the past 2 weeks. I haven't gotten the chance to go to the vape shop yet. When I get paid, I'm gonna go find some stuff. Drop some. Donahue. Oh, good to have. Yeah, he's from the Stay Inn Resort.
Ah, hello.
Yes, tell me if Boots looks tasty.
What?
While we're waiting for that.
He brought it up. I'm just here.
I'm just evil.
Oh, but no, seriously, like you haven't lived until you've subsisted off of instant foods with the nutritional content of cardboard. That's a ramen is good stuff.
Orange kitty.
Oh.
I mean, but that breakfast stuff you were talking about actually sounds interesting because I really don't have time to like eat in the morning because I'm always rushing out to go to work because usually my breakfast usually consists of like iced coffee and a Fiber One bar.
Yeah, here's the thing. I say a boiled egg. I found a really good cheat.
I need my fiber.
Yeah, I found a really good cheat that I do. I'll crack 2 eggs in a small like coffee mug with like sprayed out with freaking non-stick, and I'll just put that in the microwave for like 45 seconds. Shake it a little bit, another 35, and you basically have a soft-boiled egg. Just doesn't look like a soft-boiled egg.
Oh man, no, my.
Yeah, just don't cook chicken.
So I'm not a morning person because surprise, I'm A, lazy, and B, really bad at managing my sleep schedule. So hey, let's go to bed at midnight or 1 a.m. and then be up at 6, and yeah, that's
Oh no, I'm not much better. This podcast ends at like, I guess now since we started 10 minutes late, it's gonna end at 12:10. I have to wake up at like 6.
Yeah, that sounds normal.
I start work at 6. I have to wake up like earlier than that.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I tend to watch back the podcast directly after we do it, because I like to see what's up. I still haven't watched back the Christmas podcast. I want to watch that back because apparently everybody says that the game we did was hilarious, but it involved me taking off my headphones during Flash's segment of it. So it's like I honestly don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm drinking out of the bottle.
No, I like the protein bar and an iced coffee thing though. It's a yeah. I just have I have a bowl of cereal. I have. Oh my god, I have made terrible life choices. I have like 17 boxes of cereal just sitting around. I don't have cupboard space for them anymore. But you know, I'm walking through the grocery store and I'm like, oh, they're on special. Cereal doesn't go bad. I'm gonna take 6 of these. And
yeah. See, here's the thing. Like, I end up watching a lot of like Tasty and like other like YouTubers. Like, eventually, I run across something like, oh, you can take crushed cereal and put it into this batter and make like a rainbow cake. And I'm like, I have that stuff.
But
I can do this. It never turns out good. But
I mean, I could do these things. Or I could take the box of cereal and eat from the box of cereal
And just be like,
and then be a lazy fat ass.
there, now I can no longer drink from the bottle because the bottle is in my cup.
Oh, I am so good at being lazy.
Yeah. I mean, like, here's the thing. If you want to completely do, like, if you want to just make yourself a thing, whatever cereal you have, just buy a bunch of marshmallow fluff, get a sheet pan, and just make, like, a giant cereal treat thing with the marshmallow fluff.
you probably could do that. And
Yeah, it works with pretty much any cereal.
yeah, but another thing about cereal that, or maybe it's just me, that now that I'm finally on my own, see, weird thing I do is, you know, you stock up on cereals that you've always wanted to have when you were a kid, but your parents can never buy it for you because, you know, it's not healthy or anything. So, like when I was a kid, like, my mom was a huge health food nut.
Oh my
The
god.
only cereal I was allowed to eat was Frosted Flakes. That was it.
I think, Donnie, you left.
I mean, it's,
I never had Captain Crunch, never had Count Chocolate, never had Lucky Charms until I was older. So I was old enough to buy it myself. So that's basically. So we just have cereals in the house right now.
I mean, I gotta say, as far as cereals go, like, Frosted Flakes isn't bad. I mean, it's not top tier, but it's a pretty good one.
Is there some irony that we're just stuck on a food topic on a night that I choose to literally promote a Vor Discord group?
What?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not even planned. That just happened.
Well, trying to stay on topic now, in terms, since we are a furry podcast, now, do you buy the cereal for the actual cereal or for the character on the box? That's what I was thinking, because you know, whenever I go down the cereal aisle when I go shopping, and you see like the Frosted Flakes or the Cookie Crisp, and you're like, I should get that. I don't know why. Even if you don't eat it, you just keep it for the box. You don't eat it.
I don't know. Frosted
I think
Flakes.
that's like the original concept for furry smash or pass. Just me going in the cereal aisle.
Yeah, just the
Smash, pass, smash. Oh, I will eat the shit out of you.
The Frosted Flakes box makes me feel funny. Oh, yeah, I... Okay, you know what? This is such a nerd thing to say, and I'm almost embarrassed about it, but... What gets me to pick? I mean, first, you know, you go by the cereal tiers. You got to get the good stuff that, again, Mom would never let you have when you were living under her roof. I can pick any cereal I want now, but I look at the price per unit and get the most efficient one because numbers and math and efficiency.
Yeah.
things cost money.
Yeah.
So, Naruto fan says, Cookie Crisp!
Exactly. That was the thing.
She's a wolf too, so that works.
You know what they used to...
Okay, hold on. New mascot or old mascot for Cookie Crisp?
New.
I like... The new one is much better. Yeah.
New.
Yeah. What did they do to the Wizard of Words? Alphabets? They killed him. He's dead somewhere, isn't he?
They wouldn't even remember him.
Oh,
His cereal mascots changed so much. Like,
they do.
like what happened to the chef from Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Oh yeah, no,
What happened to those guys?
he's dead.
We used to have 3, then we had 1.
Yeah,
BBS looking squares.
I remember that.
I didn't get those ads at all. Like, no.
Okay, so my
Trick Slut Rat's still alive. I don't know. I'd assume he's in an alleyway with like sugar.
you know what? No, he
If we're
still
going
is.
by, what is it? Robot Chicken?
The Trix Rabbit is still around. He doesn't get the commercials so much, but he's still on the box.
You're still on the box.
Still on the box. At least he is up here.
Sympathy for him?
Yeah, there is one run of ads where they actually gave him the cereal and he was happy, and
I
then
missed that. I don't think I've ever saw that one.
it had a very short
I've only
run.
seen the one where he's always been denied.
So, while we're talking about cereal mascots, are we going to talk about poor Tony the Tiger getting sexually harassed on Twitter?
I thought that was hilarious.
Again.
I loved it. I love the fact that they were blocking accounts left and right just because they suspected they were of the fandom.
And then Chester Cheetah comes
Yes,
out like, I'll be all your daddies.
that's the part that I love the most.
Okay.
The fact that Chester the Cheetah stepped up and owned it. Oh.
Do they even make yogurt anymore? I'm assuming you're saying yogurt,
So,
and it just auto-corrected you? Because I'm pretty sure they still make yogurt. As far as Go-Gurt goes, I don't know, I haven't seen it in a while.
Go-Gurt, was that yogurt in a tube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they still have that here, but it's under different names now. So it's actually called Tubes, and it is tubes of yogurt. I know, it's marketing genius, I swear. Whoever came up with that idea is
Hey, Marty, let me suck on your tubes. I'm hungry here. I need some white in my mouth. Let me suck on your tubes.
my God.
I'll never get past
Well,
this.
I'm never having yogurt again. I'm done. No, I'm tagging out. No, I can't.
It's sweet and tangy.
Oh my God.
Welcome to another episode of Details Ruins Everything.
Yes.
That's what we should call this podcast now.
Details ruins everything.
That's what this show is called now.
I feel like Adam Conover might have a copyright issue with that.
Just a little.
Let's
Oh.
have him be on the show. Let's see what he thinks.
I want to, dude. If I could get someone like Adam Conover on the show, you know how many views we would get just on that? By the way, Adam Conover is here. Hell, I'd take Markiplier. Hell, I'll take Uncle Kage. Although I think 2 would be more appropriate with my specific need to be vulgar and shit.
Yeah, I think me and him would be like polar opposites. That'd be pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I don't know how that'd go. I suspect I would be very upset.
Like, okay, like, honestly, like, seriously, if there are any famous furs who watch our podcast, I don't know why you watch our podcast, but why not? Like, just, like, hit us up. We'll fucking guest star you.
Please watch us. Be on our show. Promote us.
Gonna be coming up.
First interview
Get us famous enough to
question.
make t-shirts.
First interview question is most definitely, what the hell are you doing with your time? Because no.
It was Details' idea. Ask him.
Okay, if someone was to watch our podcast who was actually famous, probably be Xander. Because from what I understand, Xander really likes podcasts. It's why he and Alkali do the Dragon Show.
Yeah,
So
that
I'd
makes sense.
say Xander the Blue would probably be the one who would watch our podcast and be like, I could totally do that.
I mean, to be fair,
Anyway,
We need to have him on our show.
Oh, no, I would love to have Xander the Blue on the show.
I will say he has fantastic fashion sense.
He does.
If we keep saying that, people are going to be like, Boots is just a discount Xander the Blue.
No. Blue, orange, complimentary, thus the compliment.
Yeah, coming up. It will be.
Yeah.
Color theory!
Touche,
Hey!
touche. If you can get me to shut up, you're a good comedian.
Oh.
It'd be cool if we can get Alkali on here too, but unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it was like, okay. Here's the
we
thing.
have to put a sound warning on here before we get started.
We have to put a sound warning for me anyway.
I mean,
that could be amazing or disastrous because I'm slowly getting more vocal and stuff, even though I try not to.
gee,
On the podcast, it's done. We're getting high volume.
I never noticed.
I learned that part. But I can do something on very fast.
Here's the thing. Alkali isn't necessarily out of the picture because I do the Anthrocon Masquerade and I do the Anthrocon Open Mic. So, like, I think I don't think he knows me personally, but I think he knows me.
He realizes that you exist.
Yes.
Yes,
And I mean, he recognized me from the Open Mic when I did the Masquerade because, like, I came in and I was like, whatever. I walked in and, like, I had an O Senpai moment with him. It's like, I didn't say anything, like, weird or crazy. I just, like, hi, what's up? And he's like, oh, that's my comedian friend. And, like, on the inside, like, yeah. Like, on the inside, I'm like, Senpai noticed me! So I try not to fanboy externally. That doesn't mean I'm not doing it internally.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had that moment, but it would be cool, though. I mean, I do get little recognition when I'm at Furpox, so that's basically all I...
I was like, I just have this master idea. What if we told nobody about any guest stars coming on, and one day instead of us, we just take a week off from the podcast. We just have like Uncle Kage, Alkali, Xander the Blue, just take our place.
That would be bizarre.
It would be bizarre, and it would confuse the hell out of people.
Also, why
I
would
enjoy doing because anarchy is fun.
See, it seems
Wait,
like
are we watching the right show? I mean, hey, where's the orange cat and the black guy? Where'd he go?
I don't think any of our fans would care at that point. They'd just be like, Alkali, two guys.
then you know the next week they're gonna be like, no, put the other guys back.
Yes. Well, we've donated the Comedifurs podcast to Anthrocon. Total value of $2 to charity.
Oh man, we're worth $2. Oh sweet. Is that like real dollars or Canadian dollars?
I have no idea.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think we're down to a we're like $1.33 US right now, which is depressing.
I have like $4 in my bank account, and some of the money I spent wasn't mine, so.
Oh,
Single saver mode.
that's not good. That's not good at all. So
So yeah, like how that happened is I was holding money for a friend so they could come down like anytime. Like they were just like, hey, order me an Uber, because like I don't trust my parents because you know they go into my bank account and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'll hold your money, and then electric bill came out, and I'm like, oh
yeah. Oh yeah, I have adult responsibilities. I can't do this.
and he took charge of those adult responsibilities by using someone else's money.
I gave her a link to the podcast. She hasn't showed up yet. I don't know. Maybe she hasn't.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Just I know she'd be laughing.
Laughing as she drives the knife into your back. It's just
that's oddly topical and also a story I can't talk about on the podcast.
Ooh, interesting.
I don't like making fun of my friends, but that just hinted at... Never mind.
You do it anyway.
Yes, but he doesn't like it.
Okay, my rule as a comedian. I have 2 main rules. One is I will not use actual names of my friends and such because I feel bad doing it. Unless they say you can. Because the minute they say, yeah, you can say anything you want about me on your podcast, I'm like, your funeral.
Fair.
2, I will not tell any stories that will get me arrested or fired.
That's a good rule.
That's generally a good rule.
Yeah.
But that also extends to I won't do one that could potentially get a friend in trouble, arrested, or fired.
That's also a good rule.
Unless they give me permission.
Oh!
And unfortunately, Naruto fan knows the story.
It. Shit.
So I generally.
And our other friend says kinky.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think that's something about the knife thing with stabbing, but I could be wrong.
I mean, every guy enjoys a good thrust now and then.
Depends on who's doing it.
I'm kind of blinking in disbelief right now, but it's not really working.
No, my job has prepped me for this. I'm like now a master at saying things that are vaguely sexual but can't actually get me in trouble for sexual harassment. That's not something I should be proud of, but I am just a little bit.
I can't.
Dangerous Water's been doing that.
Yeah, this what he said.
Not you, fucker.
That's.
I know you looking at me. You looking at me.
My roommate playing.
No, I'm looking at the high scoreboard and there's an Ada there. I had to anyway because Resident Evil 2 is coming out, so...
Please ignore the man in the virtual world.
He doesn't know. Oh my god, he's looking right at you. Well, that was interesting.
Bad details, bad. I'm so bad.
Yeah, you remember KDA, right?
I remember KDA.
Hey, Boots is not a horny kitty. I didn't say shit about me.
That is correct. Yes. Right.
I'm such an easy fuck.
What?
If you think you don't have a chance, don't worry, you do.
Yes. So, right. That was a thing.
Exactly.
Have things gotten awkward yet? Yes.
No, everything is good. Nothing is broken. Okay, so.
Is everyone okay?
Oh yes, no, everything's good. Everything is excellent. I'm just, I'm kind of blanking a bit. I should be thinking of a thing, but I'm
got like 9 minutes left of bullshit time, so.
Yeah, I like bullshit
Flash,
time.
tell us something, anything.
Something, everything. Let's see. Was there something we brought up earlier? Oh, we were probably gonna save this for next time. I think we brought this up like earlier. Like there's supposed to be a new Ghostbusters movie that's coming out. It was instead of a teaser trailer. It was very vague, but it kind of gave us an idea because those of you who've seen it, there's basically it's like in a barn somewhere in the middle of the night, and it sounds like someone's like messing with the equipment. You can hear the familiar sound effects of the proton pack charging, and like off in this barn as the wind blows, you can see like part of the original Ecto-1 covered up. So that means someone might be bringing it back.
Oh, that was a sweet car.
How much of a troll would it have been if you just saw that shot, and then the very next shot is the mystery machine just rolling up in front of it?
I would have loved that.
Crossover.
Oh, that would have been great. Ghostbusters and Scooby-Doo.
Wait, hold on. Here's a question. Did Scooby-Doo ever have a crossover with the Ghostbusters?
I don't think so,
No,
but that would be amazing. It was,
I want to see this now.
different animation
I want
studios.
to build a time machine, go back in time, and pitch this idea to the creators of Scooby-Doo.
So, you know what the problem would
That
be?
would be cool.
So, it's going to end really badly because, you know, the Scooby-Doo guys are always real people in masks, and then the Ghostbusters are going to pull out the proton packs, and yeah, that's murder. That's
to be fair, there were instances where the original
Zombie Island.
That's true.
Where there were real ghosts.
monsters.
Yes, was that the one where Fred tried to take the mask off the zombie and wound up pulling its head off instead, and then things got that was a good one.
They made a ton of direct-to-video features. Some of them I do really like the first 4 they did, like Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. That's really good. Alien Invaders was okay. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase is my personal fave.
Oh yeah, Cyber Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, those 4 were okay. But then afterwards, I blame the live-action movie for this because afterwards, they just went back to doing the same old formula. Because after that, that's when the What's New Scooby-Doo series was on TV. It's basically like the original series, only it's more modern.
Yeah.
It's basically that. I mean, which was okay, personally. But, the movies that followed just went back to just being the same old thing, where all the bad guys were just dressed up in costumes. It was they should have stuck with the original ideas of having actual monsters.
I will say, the casting for those movies was fantastic. The guy they got to play Shaggy, like, holy crap.
Okay, I will admit, Matthew Lillard did do a good job playing Shaggy.
Oh my god, it's like, whew, that's perfect.
All I got to say about that is why the hell you gotta make Scrappy evil?
Because he deserves to be evil.
No, here's what I've learned about
Let me at him! Lobotomize him!
No, here's the thing about Scrappy. Now, they originally created the character, to try to boost ratings from the original Scooby-Doo series around 1979, because I think that's
when it started to go down.
That was when Scrappy first debuted. And of course, they put him in everything throughout the late 70s and throughout the 80s. Since then, he was.
If you do that again, I'm afraid I might have to take you to the pound to push you down, John.
What kind of pounding are we talking?
Not that kind of pounding, you disgusting prick.
So no more Scrappy-Doo, huh?
Really, they could at least try to change the character a bit, because the only reason he started to become annoying because he was appearing in everything since then.
If you're laughing, that scared me every close.
That's pretty fair. No, that's
He appeared in every other show throughout the 1980s, and those TV movies that they did in the 80s, Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers, Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School, and Scooby-Doo and the Rock Werewolf. He was in those movies also. So basically, he was everywhere. He kind of dominated the whole show, and I guess people started saying the character was annoying. Of course, I didn't know about it until I started surfing the internet about it, and I was like, oh. Really?
And then we had a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Oh, we don't talk about that one.
Why not?
I like that one.
Really?
Not as good as a kid.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get me wrong, it's never going to replace the original series, but it was a nice little, I would show, my nephew that.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's
Oh yeah, the episode of Supernatural with Scooby-Doo.
Oh my god, yes! Oh, so good. No, technically, that was an episode of Supernatural that had Scooby-Doo, right? It wasn't the other way around.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah, no, that was brilliant. I thought that was so great. I loved that. That was a really good episode.
My girlfriend is telling me to shut the fuck up.
Oh.
No, we're trying to do a show.
He did a bad.
Oh shit, yeah,
At least it's only twice a month. By the way, our schedule is set. We're doing every, what is it, second and fourth?
Second and fourth, yeah, because the first and third.
Every second and fourth week of the month.
Yeah.
All right, so the next show is scheduled for, let's see, February, what is it, the 8th, I believe, because...
That sounds good, yeah.
2 weeks from now is February 1st.
Yeah.
No, wait. So we're doing the 1st and the 15th in February?
No, the other ones.
Or we're doing the 8th and the 22nd?
Yeah, 8th and 22nd.
Oh, okay.
That works perfectly.
So now that we have that settled,
Yeah, so it's
time for the improv portion.
Oh, good. I'm so good at this.
And this week's improv game is, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
For those of you who don't know, this is a game where we have to talk exclusively in innuendos based on a specific topic. It doesn't have to make sense, it just has to sound really dirty. And we have to punctuate everything with, if you know what I mean. And I see Boots panicking in the corner, if you know what I mean. His fur's standing on end, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
He's got a good case of the shakes, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
Don't overdo it, okay? You don't...
That's actually something we gotta do. We gotta do a proper Discord group for the fans, because we're just using a group chat. At some point, we will make a proper Discord for Comedifurs.
Yeah, that sounds like a decent idea. I mean, they're not too hard to set up, right?
Yeah. By we, I mean
I
Boots.
thought we already had one.
Oh man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah, if there's a Discord group, we'll be glad to go back and forth with the fans, please, because we always want more fan interaction. So, how? Apparently, we have help.
That'd be cool. But
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, because he's actually the one who runs the Stay In Resort. So I might ask his help for that. And by that I mean Boots, ask his help for that. I'll pop us in a group later. And by later I mean like probably tomorrow.
So you're gonna pop them in a group, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so from the chat, give us a situation or subject that we have to do. I'm leaving it to the chat.
And by we, they mean me and Boots. DTales just sits there and laughs at us.
Oh, no, I'm in on this one.
Oh, thank God.
Actually gonna do stuff with us. Alright.
Okay. Alright, so I'll just pop you in a group and I'll let you two sort that out. But, yeah, we need a situation.
Make sure you...
We have a situation. Oh my God, I got beans. Oh, they're adorable.
If we don't get one by 11:15, I have an idea for it.
I should be concerned.
Also, you get 3 guesses where this is going, and the first 2 don't count.
In my butt. No! No!
No.
No! Oh God, no!
At the bar? Alright. We're doing, if you know what I mean, at a bar. That's the first one I saw, and it's the only one I saw, so. Alright, Flash, you want to start this one out?
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I was at work greasing the pole, if you know what I mean.
What do you do for a job?
It's cool, I was downing a few this afternoon, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I too had to tie one on, if you know what I mean.
What's this? What's this? What's this?
Now he has to say, if you know what I mean.
Oh, my roommate, yeah, my roommate's got the good stuff, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God!
He's showing off his 99 bananas, if you know what I mean.
I'm not going to smash this bottle.
I find that pretty appealing, if you know what I mean.
I can go for a tall one, if you know what I mean.
Oh, when you're going top banana, you gotta go with the long one, if you know what I mean.
Fucking shut up. He's invited to a game.
Oh my god.
Hang on.
I think I just stunned the audience, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
The cat is panting pretty hard, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Pass!
If I'm the only one talking, I'm assuming something is in your mouth, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god, no!
I don't want to know what goes on up here, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I'm broken! Ah! Ah!
The Canada cat's not used to this much stimulation, if you know what I mean.
Oh! No! Jesus Christ!
You give him way too much to do, if you know what I mean.
I think before this game he should have had a few too many, if you know what I mean.
You know, if you end up on a cringe comp, I'll congratulate you, if you know what I mean.
Hey! Oh, I love this. I love it when we get comments from the background, if you know what I mean.
I have a lot of cringe for your comp, if you know what I mean.
I think you should let someone else take the wheel, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I think the Canadian is trying to breathe, if you know what I mean. I mean, we're a little bit more used to this down south, if you know what I mean.
Oh no!
I think Boots would rather be playing Smash or Pass, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think we'd like to move on, if you know what I mean.
I already got it.
I think we have another 15 minutes, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Thinking. Oh God. Oh God. I'm kind of blanking out. If you know what I mean.
Blanking out or shooting blanks, if you know what I mean.
I mean, a little bit of both, but you know, that's a conversation best to be had between me and my medical practitioner, if you know what I mean.
Even the chat is getting in on this, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
I think I've had all I can take, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God, Floop! Oh. No.
I haven't even shut off all my ammunition, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
That's too much information, if you know what I mean.
It's just enough information, if you know what I mean.
This is getting repetitive, if you know what I mean.
You know, if you don't want to get murdered by the next person in the other room, you should stop.
No. But think of the ratings.
If you know what I mean.
Oh. Okay.
I think I'm...
Sound like you got a frog in your throat, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Okay. No. Oh. Oh.
I'm just being the odd man out, if you know what I mean.
You gotta get up at 6 in the morning.
I'm just playing with the kitty, if you know what I mean.
I mean, you I can't, oh my god. Oh, I'm tapping out. No, I can't.
I don't think we could last any longer, if you know what I mean.
You know what would get more views? My toxic waste sour candy challenge is moonlifted. You know what I mean?
This
So
sounds...
you want to pop a bunch of sour balls in your mouth, if you know what I mean.
Alright. I actually have the video.
I'm gonna let you two catch up, if you know what I mean.
Do we have to?
Oh my god.
It's never gonna end, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna let you two squirm while I suck on this smoke, if you know what I mean.
Is there a cat out there?
Ziggy!
I hear a meow.
Ziggy! Does that every
My pussy's going crazy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, hi. Wait. Sorry.
Okay, I'll stop it for us because I'm gonna read some from the chat.
Thank you.
That popped up. Poor Boots, if you know what I mean. Gotta bust open all those cereal boxes, if you know what I mean. It's getting old, if you know what I mean. And you're broken, if you know what I mean.
We are broken.
So, did I hear right? Was that Ziggy?
That was Ziggy.
Ziggy, I like Ziggy. He's loud. Loud kitty is fun.
Loud Kitty is fun until it's midnight.
Oh, we have loud kitty, but they're not being loud right now because they have poop.
Y'all had fun in the chat because we need like 10 minutes to recover.
Oh,
So we're gonna bullshit for 10 minutes before the next segment.
oh, my face hurts. If you know what I mean. Oh.
Well, you were kind of stretching your mouth a bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh God.
You know, I said we were gonna rest, but now we can't stop.
No. He can't stop. We're trying to recover.
I will say I found it kind of hard, if you know what I mean.
Kinda is not enough, if you know what I mean.
Oh! Oh! Alright, okay. Oh.
I think this game is gonna make a comeback, if you know what I mean.
No, oh God. Oh.
And I'm back.
Well, welcome back.
Compliments to the Who's Line crew for making us lose our mind playing this game, if you know what I mean.
He makes us do this.
Oh, man.
Oh.
We hope you're enjoying this. Remember, we're not getting paid for this.
I mean,
We're not getting paid for it, but we're fucking having fun.
we do this out of the goodness of our hearts, if you know what I
We're doing this
mean.
because DTales told us to. Yeah, hey, we're doing a podcast. Show up.
Okay. But yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I have more, but if we keep going, we're never gonna stop, if you know what I mean.
Oh. I feel like I need to start drinking.
And this started in a bar and came full circle.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I'm too sober
Oh.
for this.
Oh, my tiny headset is... Oh, there we go. Say a thing.
Yes.
There you go. I can hear you through my tiny headset. It's... I really need to get a bigger headset. I don't think they make them bigger.
No.
Oh. I mean, I like the look, but it's...
Yeah. The look is really good, but it gets stuck in your ear, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Oh.
This is what happens when I just have a stupid idea and it just keeps going. If you know what I mean.
And it never stops.
It just keeps coming.
If you know what I mean.
Oh boy. So how do you like your coffee? Wait, no, that doesn't work. You guys don't have coffee crisp down there. Shit!
I wish we did. It's almost weird talking about like certain foods because there's things we have and things you don't have. So if we bring up something that we don't understand what we're saying, because maybe that's just a regional thing.
I mean, as long as we don't talk about Chinese takeout, Boots won't get nervous.
So I am incredibly offended
Why do you go there?
for so many reasons that
Imagine
my
you got
God.
that, and like, why?
So anyway, yeah.
So, little behind the scenes for my comedian thing. I have a problem where I laugh at my own jokes way too much. So I've been watching try not to laugh videos and like legit trying not to laugh. But the problem is most of the ones I watch are from Markiplier. So I won't laugh at the video he's watching, but when he reacts, I react to him and I start.
Oh my God! There's hairball! Oh my God! Oh, it hurts.
Please stand by. Our fursuiter is currently getting an orange fuzzball out of his eye.
I live. I haven't died yet. Sooner or later, but not today. Oh.
I think Boots laughed so hard he's actually got back pain.
Oh. You have no idea.
Wow.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm watching
Oh.
everything being gross.
If you know what I mean. Thank you. Okay, so if you're in the chat, feel free to invite your friends to more Comedifurs podcast at any point. We've got one more segment for this one.
Watch our previous episodes. You might.
Yeah,
like
please do.
Because
we're just as dumb on this.
I thought we did a good job with that one.
Anytime I'm flailing wildly is usually when things are getting interesting. Yay.
So, now that I've had a breather, it's time for young fur versus new fur.
Wait,
Which one I am?
I think we messed that up. Let's try that title again.
All right, do you want to introduce it, Boots?
No. Wait, was it? Is it old versus new, or old versus young, or young versus?
Okay, the title of it is me and Flash are gonna argue about something because I'm like almost 30 and Flash is like however old he is. I stopped counting.
I'm 38.
Oh, there's not that big of a gap. We need to get older first. We need to get Kage up in here.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I would never want to do this with Kage because he would demolish me.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, he would. That man
Years
is.
of experience on us.
Oh.
So we're on the subject of movie. And we're going to have Old Fur go first because we don't know how long he's going to last.
I haven't reached that age yet. But...
So, old versus new movies edition. Go Flash.
Alright, so just basically like anything movie related.
Yep.
Okay, I got something. Alright. Now, how many of you enjoy spoof movies? Now, there's a certain style of comedy that I do enjoy. Now, it's basically the way the joke is structured. Now, take movies like Blazing Saddles or Airplane or the Naked Gun trilogy. Those are some of the best spoof movies ever made because the jokes in there are subtle. There's stuff you see in the background that you don't have to like fully acknowledge. It's also the way the actors deliver their lines and they know how to make the jokes work. Like for example, like in the movie Airplane, a lot of the actors in there can play the role straight. Like the famous line, like, can you fly this plane and land it? But surely you can't be serious. I am serious.
And don't call me Shirley.
Right, but it's the way he says it and the way he delivers it. You see, that's good timing. And the great thing about it is, and very few people don't realize this, a lot of the actors in that movie never did comedy before. A lot of those guys, from Leslie Nielsen to Lloyd Bridges, Peter Graves, they've all did nothing but dramas. That was the first comedy those guys have ever been in, and they nailed it. Okay, those guys knew how to deliver those lines, and that's why Leslie Nielsen is mostly known for doing comedies, even though people forgot he did dramas long before he did those movies. You see, I like those kind of movies where there's silly stuff that goes on in there, but it's never completely over the top. It's done well, it's performed well, but a lot of movies today, the comedy is just nothing but crude jokes and just copied scenes from they just copy other scenes from other movies and just put in fart jokes in there for 90 minutes. Okay, well, first Scary Movie was okay, but every one of those was just the ones that came afterwards were just too sick. They were too gross, and they're just not funny. It's just lazy writing. And don't get me started on Date Movie or Epic Movie or Meet the Spartans, Disaster Movie, Vampires Suck. Those movies are garbage. Okay, they are terrible. They are not funny. They are not clever. They are just lazy and sick. All right, you can never compare to the comedies from back in the day. Those spoof movies were the best because those guys were at their prime when they wrote and performed those jokes. Those films are better. You can't compete with them. Okay, your turn.
I very much agree. Yes. No. Oh. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yes. Not that I'm biased or anything.
Okay. So, I've watched my mix of old and new movies, and now, I gotta point this out. 90s is new, 90s onward is new for me. When I'm thinking old movies, I'm thinking of, Bram Stoker's Dracula or those old black and white ones. But even older stuff that I watched, if you really go back and watch it, there's a certain amount of nostalgia goggles you have to put on for certain things. I'm a huge anime fan, I really am, but if we're talking about stuff like the original Voltron versus the new remastered one, I may go back to the old one for like nostalgic purposes, like, oh, that's what I watched as a kid. But I'm always going to go to the new one because it's usually a lot more well written. And I think that has to do with, and I'm going to put this, older movies tend to create characters based on stereotype. Like, this is the detective, this is the damsel in distress, this is the hero, this is the villain. I think there was a certain point where movies felt, to get a point across, you kind of had to make it super simplified, just tell simple stories. And while I don't know how that worked back in the day, like obviously it worked because we still have movies now, but nowadays you tell more complex stories, like over multiple movies. If you want the best example of multiple movies telling a story, or building a world for that matter, you can go no further than the Marvel Universe. Because the Marvel Cinematic Universe spans multiple movies, and every contained movie has this complex story of human interactions. And it's never as simple as, like, oh, these are the heroes, these are the villains. Like, you have that, but the heroes have their own internal conflict. The villains are like, they have their own justification. And then when you start putting all those little movies together, you see this bigger universe. And it just comes to a head in this, like, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it has to be the Infinity War movie, or any of the Avengers movies, but more likely Infinity War, where, like, just half those characters are vanished.
I can't do that. It's
Careful not to reveal spoilers.
Everybody lived! Happy ending! Yay!
The spoiler is, in all physics, you should not be able to snap with the Infinity Gauntlet, because that's not how snapping works. But I digress. With newer movies, you get these complex stories. Even kid movies are getting more complex. And as far as the comedy angle, it's not all poop jokes. There's definitely some witty writing. I would definitely cite things like Clerks 2, but the big one that, like, if we're going super new, just the Deadpool movies. Like, they have this action jokey bit, but there's a lot of smart comedy in there. At least smart for me, because I'm kind of a dummy, but yeah, it's just like, and actually one of the big movies I'm psyched to see is I want to go see Detective Pikachu, because I want to see Deadpool Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how those models look. I want to hear Pikachu talk as Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, he's so dreamy.
Well, some people might be hyped for it, but then there's everyone else. Pikachu doesn't talk.
No.
No, he does talk in Detective Pikachu.
But only that one guy can hear it. To everybody else, he's all Pika Pika, and he's adorable. And he's like, "That's right, you're adorable," and they don't know.
Also, you cannot cite that as the first time Pokemon has talked. I cite Mewtwo and Lucario in both their movies.
Meowth.
And Meowth. Well, that's the opposite.
Okay.
That was an interesting backstory for Meowth, actually. If we're going with complex backstory, it's like they took, like, just the. It was supposed to be just a concept of, oh, this Meowth talks, and then, like, later on in the series, as we got further in, you just get this, like, oh, this is why he talks. Like, there was this girl involved. He wanted to impress her. And I think there was a technical thing that the reason why he only has, like, one move and can't learn any new moves is because his move slots are being taken up by the ability to talk.
That makes sense. Also, it's made him evil.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, even if you look at bad movies, you can find some good in them. Batman versus Superman. I'm opening up that can of worms.
Oh. Caveat, I have never actually seen that movie. I was scared off by how terrible it looked.
Okay. I will admit, the movie was not fantastic on the action part. It does portray both characters in a light that I do like. The fact that Superman is, like, you know, well, Superman is Superman, regardless of who you are. That's an old concept. Though he did have a human aspect to him, it's Superman.
Yeah.
Batman, though, was a lot more of an interesting character. It really was a Batman movie. Because you have this guy who's, like, you could see the backstory of, like, he's been dealing with supervillains. He's been dealing with, like, you know, these people who are, like, really out of their mind. And then he just looks at Superman. It's like, if that guy over snaps,
we'd be dead.
Yeah. So no wonder he would go that shit after him. And this is after, like, seeing, like, true trauma. And I think the moment that was probably poorly directed, but probably the moment had to happen, is the point where Superman says, "Save Martha," and Batman's...
Oh, that infamous moment.
Oh, that infamous, yeah.
Oh, that...
Who is Martha? That moment. But it had to happen. Because that's that moment where Batman realized, no, this guy is like me. This guy is what would happen if I had my mom. And it's just like, when you look into the characters, it's really, even like a movie as bad as that has so much good in it. I think the term bad movie nowadays was a little spoiled, because you could find little bits of good, you know, sprinkled with that. If there's an older movie that's a bad movie, unless it's The Room bad, you really don't hear about it. I think that's probably worse, because if you hear about a bad movie, there was obviously enough there that someone was invested. I don't hear a lot about old bad movies. That's because if they were bad, people were falling asleep. I watched half that movie, and it was awful.
If I may interject,
Yes.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh. That's the right. And he made that on purpose.
No, yeah, but not to be bad. It was his masterpiece. Oh, Ed Wood, you magnificent bastard.
Yeah, here's my
What was
take.
that? What was that movie Spielberg and some other artist did with the robotic kid?
Oh,
AI.
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Uh,
That movie was weird. And depressing.
It was weird, depressing, but the fact that I just mentioned a part of it, and you guys immediately like, oh yeah, AI.
Yeah.
That means there was some good in it. There was something about that movie that makes you think.
Oh, there was,
I think
yeah.
that's really what this argument boils down to, is that old movies, they're entertainment, they might have cool parts. New movies will always make you think of those movies and think of those moments.
Yeah, but here's the thing about, you know, liking bad movies, like for me. I mean, yeah, there are movies that are like universally hated, but there's always little things in there that you still enjoy about them. The problem I have with them is that I am tired of being treated like an idiot for liking bad movies. Because now that we live in the age of the internet, there's always going to be someone out there, you know, because there's tons of internet reviewers out there, and regardless of what their opinion of the movie is, I mean, look, if you like it, fine. If you hate it, that's fine too. Just don't treat me like an idiot for liking something that you personally hate. Because, like I mentioned before, almost every other movie I own is a film that's universally hated.
Wait.
I will show you one of them. Hold on.
Wait. Do you have Secret of Nim 2?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me
good.
give you a prime example of one of the most hated films ever made. I am not ashamed to admit that, yes, this is a terrible movie. But when this came out, I was completely unaware of how bad it was. I just liked it because it looked cool, but having more knowledge of it now, I said, okay, I can understand why people hate it, but
Okay.
still enjoy it.
Wait.
It's one of my guilty pleasure films.
Wait, before the big reveal, Floop, is that like a legitimate question?
How is Secret of Nim 2 hated?
Because
You've seen it.
if it is,
I'm not a big movie guy, so I don't know.
if it is, we'll talk about that after. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, but yeah.
The big reveal.
Okay, this is one of my biggest guilty pleasure movies.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Where the internet goes crazy. First of all, yes, it is a bad movie, but do I still enjoy it for how silly and how ridiculous it is? Yes. Okay? I mean, look, it's perfectly understandable why you hate this movie. It's based on something that is classic that we in America messed up, okay? We have a tendency to do that, which we really shouldn't.
And I will say, newer American movies in particular do have that bad habit of picking up a big old pie of nostalgia and shoving their dick in it and fucking it repeatedly.
To be fair,
right?
In comparison to Canadian movies, they are masterpieces.
Well, they do make money overseas. And
I'm just saying, if you're going to fuck a nostalgia pie, make sure it is the right temperature.
right.
If you know what I mean.
But this is a weird thing about it. I mean, it's based on something that people liked, that the reboot messed up. And I get it, because now here's one movie that I truly hate, that Matthew Broderick was also in, and that's Inspector Gadget.
Oh,
Horrible.
yeah.
Because it was based on something I watched when I was a kid, and they completely screwed it up. Nothing in that movie resembled the cartoon in any way. The same way that this movie did not represent anything from the original Japanese movie. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I'm gonna pop
but
this
some people
little thing,
enjoy
and I
it.
want to see if the chat gets this too. I'm gonna put a classic line from a movie that I grew up watching, and I watched the shit out of this movie. I still have the DVD. I'm gonna pop the line, and I'm gonna see if anybody gets the movie I'm talking about. It's a girl cheerleader talking to a stoner, and she says, "So you want to make video games?" And he says, "Nah, I kind of like to be Blanca."
What?
I want to see if anybody in the chat.
Oh.
Let's see if they do.
I'm gonna get like 4 minutes of dead silence, and I'll just do the reveal.
Awkward silence.
Yeah. Now, the thing about like movies from the 90s, people have, because I remember because I like a lot of like big blockbuster like action films that came out in the 90s, but some have like mixed reviews from people, like especially movies that came out in 1996, which I've noticed, movies like Twister and Independence Day, which I absolutely love.
Oh, Independence Day is great.
I love them anyway.
No, not Grandma's Boy. Though that is a good movie.
I've got Metal
Okay,
Age.
so that quote was from The Perfect Score, which now I've decided.
Oh, okay. I remember that. I remember that movie.
I have not seen that movie.
Okay, at some point we're gonna do a round of MS3TK or 3K. I can't. We're gonna do Mistake.
We know what it is.
Assuming I can figure out how to stream stuff without killing the bandwidth.
No, they're gonna put our silhouettes in the background while we watch something.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, you won't get to see our faces, but we're gonna definitely at one point. It's not gonna be a live stream like this podcast, I mean, it'll be a live stream, but it won't be like during our normal hours. We're gonna at some point do more content. One of the things that I've always wanted to do is Mistake, which I think if we're gonna do that, the first one I want to do is the perfect score.
So
I've seen that one before. It's been a while since I've seen that.
So what did the perfect score get on it?
Get really drunk.
No,
that doesn't sound like a problem.
I remember. I forgot who was in it, but I remember.
What's the officer problem?
It's basically a bunch of high school kids tried to break into this building to steal the answers to the SATs so they can get like better scores.
Yeah, it's by the way, it's the Mystery Science Theater 3000. I mean, they do the panel at Anthrocon, so it's popular. So sure, let's do it.
I feel like breaking in to steal the SAT answers would probably be more effort than actually studying for the SATs.
It's one of those
things when I was in high school.
Yeah, well, no, it's one of those things where they're all like under this high pressure to succeed at the SAT.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like because it's like I think I'm not going to go into the whole crew, but the reason they're able to do this is one of the people involved is the daughter of the guy who owns the building that actually prints out the SAT questionnaires and stuff. So that's the only reason they have an inside person.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
That being said, Roy is the funniest part of that movie. I'm so glad he narrates the whole thing.
Yeah, he was the stoner character, right? Yeah, because when you mention the movie, and after you talk about the line, I say, okay, that's got to be the character who said that.
Yeah.
So, when it was still in theaters, the perfect score, what reviews did it get?
I don't know. I just I picked up the movie because it was an intro.
Yeah,
I was really into teen movies at the time.
You should probably look it up on IMDb.
Yeah, we'll get the stats and everything, and we'll put them up before we actually watch the movie.
So how many review segments you want to bet ran with the title along the lines of "The perfect score does not get a perfect score"?
Yeah, you know, like they have that clever tagline.
Yeah, the clever but not at all really clever tagline. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: I own the DVD of the score. I've owned it for like a long time. Thankfully, it still works. I actually watched the extras. The guy who plays Roy, I found in the extras, it actually talks like to all the guys, like the behind the scenes stuff. Apparently, the way they chose him is they did a video casting call, and he was already a comedian.
Oh!
And basically, he did all his lines while eating a sub sandwich. So you couldn't understand a dang thing he said. But it was apparently so funny that it got him called back.
Jesus Christ. So, Naruto fan just chimed in that apparently the perfect score got very much not a perfect score.
Yeah, but that's on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes hates everyone.
It doesn't hate good movies.
Okay, I will put it like this. Perfect Score is one of my inspirations to how I do comedy now. Because, goddamn, it was Roy funny. And it is one of those movies that gave me a positive outlook. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the ending was what you'd expect of a teen movie. If you know what I mean.
I don't know if it's that kind of a movie, but yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Yeah. Although I do like the references they threw in, because they did actually throw a nice little reference to The Matrix in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everyone was doing it at the time. Ever since that movie came out, every other movie was doing some kind of parody scene, from the movie where everyone just does like a slow-mo thing, like.
Wait, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna die.
Oh, there's one other good reason to watch The Perfect Score. One of the girls in the group is Scarlett Johansson.
Ah.
It's like...
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, I forgot who else was in it. I know another famous actor, one of the main characters.
Oh, wait. How good was the soundtrack in that movie?
Pretty good.
Would you say they had the perfect score? I'll see myself out.
Right. Alright.
I don't really care what people rate it. We'll put the ratings up before we do the movie, but honestly, I just think it's...
Yeah, I should just bring up guilty pleasure movies that I own because like I said, '98's Godzilla is one of my biggest ones. Well, actually, it was. Actually, it's now down to number 2 because what came out recently became my number 1. But I'll save that for a future podcast.
Anything I propose is going to be like some sort of terrible cartoon, right?
Yeah, so that's a project to put in the works at some point.
Oh boy!
What is my number 1 guilty pleasure movie? What could be worse than this?
Gojira!
Gojira!
Oh no, Gojira! Oh, run! Everybody run! Oh no! Oh, Gojira!
What's my number 1 guilty pleasure movie? Okay, I think I have my number 1 guilty pleasure. It's a direct to VHS tape. It's not even really a movie. And this requires a story. I grew up in a Christian household. Roman Catholic. I went to religious instructions. Luckily, I didn't get touched by anybody.
Hooray!
Wouldn't know that knowing me now.
Oh.
But I remember finding the furry fandom sometime after the 3rd season of Digimon when I was having really hot thoughts about Redmon.
I mean, to be fair...
Who hasn't?
it's Redmon.
Yeah, but it's around the time that I got into the furry fandom. The problem is I got into the furry fandom through HBO Real Sex.
Oh.
Not the way to get into the furry fandom.
Oh.
Come on, who remembers like sneaking downstairs really late at night just to watch all the hot stuff like HBO and Cinemax would play at that?
Oh, I have other stories, but those are for other podcasts. But yeah, I remember eventually I did explain the furry fandom to my mom. At the same time coming out that I was bi.
I'm sure that went well.
Really not a good time to bring up both of those things.
Yeah. No, the funny thing about it was I brought up bi first. I was like, Mom, bisexual. Hope that doesn't make you whatever. And she's like, and she was really cool about it. She's like, I understand. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. As long as you're with someone you care about. And then I'm like, by the way, I'm also a furry. What's that?
Get out of my house!
So I go into explaining this, and so my guilty pleasure movie is because I basically had a great comeback for her when she was like, what made you get into this? Because the movie that I'm thinking about was the original top 10 from the Kingdom Chums. I don't know if they have that in Canada.
They do not, but
it was basically
I remember you mentioning this. So.
It was the general premise was it was 3 kids who had stuffed animals that would come to life and teach them Bible lessons. And they became full anthropomorphic character.
With boobies. No boobies!
Well, a little bit more modest than that, because it was Christian.
They don't show anything. Okay, it's very generic.
I have not seen this.
Now I don't know if like the church people I deal with are kind of cool with the whole furry thing because Well, you know, now they get on me for like, you know, like liking cartoons with talking animals because they know how much I love Zootopia. But keep in mind, these are the same people who like a cartoon that features talking vegetables. So,
Woo! And you know where they?
This comes pre talking
calling the kettle black. I don't know.
This was probably done around the time that you were watching stuff.
You know where that zucchini's been, if you know what I mean.
So the original top 10 was basically the 10 Commandments, the musical.
So
and they had some catchy songs. They were catchy when I was a kid, anyway.
In each song,
I actually, as like now, I watch back, and it's like it doesn't bother me as much because of nostalgia, but God, like I would never show my kid this movie.
In each song, do they break a commandment?
I think it was each song. One of the kids had to learn the meaning of the commandment.
What do they do in "Thou shalt not kill"?
Wait, how do you teach kids "Thou shalt not commit adultery"?
Well, first you have to.
Well, they phrased it as, you know,
way.
be faithful to the one you love, but.
Well, I love mommy and daddy, so you know.
Yeah, I remember the way that it came about was, they were discussing the top 10 records of all time, and then like they brought it up as the original top 10, like the very first. Obviously, it's the 10 Commandments.
Okay.
Clearly.
And they had a song about each one of the commandments.
Yeah, like don't cheat on your wife.
It was the two kids. They were competing to see who got the meaning of the song, and then they would get the record, and the winner would get all 10 records. Like that was the idea. But plot aside, because the plot had nothing to do with this. I just wanted a really good comeback to my mom. I just took out the videotape. I'm like, you got me into anthropomorphic animals. Now, I could have pulled out Disney's Robin Hood. I could have pulled out, you know, Aristocrat Cats. I could have pulled out Oliver and Company. I had plenty of ammunition. But because that one was a Christian movie, you just couldn't come with it.
You were ready.
Oh, you should have done it like the old PSA, where it's like, I learned it from you, Mom. I learned it from you.
This was before that. This was before that.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
But yeah, that's probably my biggest guilty pleasure movie. Only because it's so funny that it's something like that. Also, by the way, this is another reason it's a guilty pleasure movie. Anytime something from my childhood gets cheesy or like corny and it involves anthropomorphic characters, I take a trip to Fur Affinity and see what I can find.
Oh no.
You will regret that decision later.
Oh.
My life is full of regrets, but just finding that there was something for that, even if it was only like 3 pictures.
So, Naruto fan has mentioned that their guilty pleasure or their favorite.
Balto is great.
That's a good choice. I like that one. It's well chosen. It's an excellent film.
Yeah. Let's just derail my perversion to Fur Affinity.
What did a Naruto fan say was his guilty pleasure?
The movie Balto.
Oh, that's actually good.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
What do you mean guilty pleasure? You're not allowed to have good movies for guilty pleasure.
No, guilty pleasures would be the sequels. So.
Oh.
Yes.
Now here's the thing. I think Balto is a good movie, even though they say it's based on a true story, even though they changed a whole lot of things about it. But also, here's the problem. Balto is a good movie. The reason why it got bad reviews is because it came out the same time in theaters as Toy Story. So any film that came out around that got buried.
That's fair.
I saw an old Siskel and Ebert review of it. They trashed this movie. Said, "Well, it's not like Disney." Well, whenever there's a lesser animated film that comes out, and anytime they always say, "Oh, it's not like Disney" or "It's not like DreamWorks" or anything like that, they always compare it to those studios. And then,
By the way, while we're on the subject of Disney, make sure to tune in to our next podcast where we're probably going to be babbling about Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, that's right, it's happening.
Yeah.
I can't actually play that
talking
game.
about it because he actually plays the game. I don't.
I can't play that game. I haven't played the first ones.
I hear
So-
of things, but I don't actually play them.
That story is something.
Oh, no, trust me, I am a lore bucket. I have played pretty much every... I even played the mobile game for a while.
I think don't you have to? What that? So
Well, the mobile game had a sum up for the basis of it in one of the... If you want to catch up on Kingdom Hearts now, your best shot is to get a PS4 and get the 1.5, 2.5 collection,
yeah,
which
that
has
has the first three or the
most
first two
of the
games.
games.
Yeah.
And the games that it doesn't have, it has movie cutscenes for those games.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad.
By the way, that's the laziest achievement you can get. You just play the movie and go make a sandwich.
But I want to watch the movie while
You do
I
want to watch the
eat
movie.
my
Unfortunately,
sandwich.
some of the movies are very text-heavy because they were based on original DS games.
Oh my God, text-heavy movies. Oh, it's like disc 2 of Xenogears all over again. Don't play disc 2 of Xenogears.
Yeah. Apparently,
Don't do
Flop
it.
has pre-ordered.
Oh, yeah, no, it always seemed like a very interesting series, but the furthest I got was, I think I started the tutorial where I was learning how to use the attack button, and then...
If you want to make your life a lot easier, most of all the Kingdom Hearts stuff, because it's a popular franchise, you can literally look on YouTube Kingdom Hearts the movie, and it will just play all the cutscenes.
I think that's a good idea.
Watch all
I
the cutscenes. They'll get the gist of the story.
I should probably do this.
Okay, if you want to... Here's the thing. Kingdom Hearts 1. The only cutscenes you need to watch, beginning part, end part. The rest is just retellings of Disney stories with Sora involved.
Oh, okay. So, Naruto fan has brought up the DreamWorks Spirit. Is that Spirit the something of the Cimarron? That one?
Oh yes, the horse movie. Yes, Spirit of yes, Dying of the Cimarron. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but
You know what I remember watching a lot of as a kid?
Hmm?
Oliver and Company.
Ah, so I haven't.
liked it. I like that movie.
I never saw Spirit,
And Disney films.
and I never saw Oliver and Company, which makes me very sad.
But it has an orange cat in it.
I know it makes me very sad. Okay. So
New
this
movie
is
assignments. Okay,
this-
Details. You need to watch the first two Ghostbusters. Boots. You need to watch Oliver and Company. All right.
so this no
We're talking about them. All right?
So this is really shameful, but so I not this particular part that's shameful. So I am a staff member for another local convention. Well, kind of local. It's in Ottawa. So I'm a staff member at Conference, which has been running for about 3 years now. But the rest of the staff found out that I had never seen Cats Don't Dance, which has a protagonist who I have many similarities with that we won't discuss here, but they knew about it and they were like, oh my God, how come you haven't seen this movie yet? So they actually got the movie and made me watch it, and I feel like Oliver and Company is probably a similar situation now.
Well, have you seen the movie Oliver
Oliver Twist? Sorry, I you cut out there.
Yes, Oliver Twist.
I not necessarily, but I have seen Oliver Close Off. Oh no, yeah, no, I'm thinking David Copperfield. The
Yeah,
Charles
here's
Dickens
the
book,
thing.
not
Oliver
The Magician.
And Company is just Oliver Twist, but with animals.
Oh, please, sir, may I have some more? That guy. Wait.
And it takes
Yes.
place in New York City in the 1980s.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. I gotta see that one. It's a good
Yeah,
movie.
you really do got to see that.
She's a kitty. Everybody likes the kitty.
So we're running up on that time. Thank you for coming out to see Comedifurs. Our videos are all going to be on our channel. This one will join it soon.
Just gotta render and
I've been
stuff.
DTales, and I have two very squeamish friends when it comes to playing games.
Woo! I have issues with. Oh. Yeah.
So, I've been DTales.
I'm Flash Timberwolf.
Hi, I'm Boots.
We are the Comedifurs, and we will see you next time.
Have a good one. Okay, I gotta push the button. Goodbye, people. There we go.